Let's just get this out in the open. Let's talk about the soul crushing, super draining reality of dead end job. It is an existential prison disguised as a paycheck. I'm talking from personal experience. Yes, we all need money to live, but is it a true living if you're agonizing daily? And yes, mental agonizing is good enough reason to consider a change. A dead end job isn't just any job, it's a stagnant pool. It's a position where you're fundamentally stuck, a cog in a machine that grinds along with agonizing slowness, and the only movement available is the monotonous, repetitive turning of the same wheel, day after day until the end of time. No prospect for change, salary increment, or any interesting challenge. A dead end job is a role characterized by minimal or no opportunity for advancement, skill diversification, or meaningful growth. Promotion isn't a possibility, it's an abstract, distant dream whispered by HR that you know won't materialize. You are defined by your current function, not by your potential. And what are the consequences of living in this box? They are very scary. The earlier you can understand them, the quicker you can start your escape. The problems aren't just a minor inconveniences, they are corrosive attacks on your mental health, your ambition, and your very sense of self worth. First is the death of ambition. When you're doing the same thing every single day, your internal engine stalls. You stop asking, what if, and start asking, how do I survive today? You check the calendar and you can't believe that it's just Tuesday. Tuesday can't be, should be Friday already. Ambition feeds on challenge and growth. A dead end job starves it out. You become complacent, accepting mediocrity not because you want to be mediocre, but because the alternative, the terrifying uncertainty of starting over, feels too exhausting. Do you really want to go back on the job market and later integrate into another company where you can get the same type of dead end job? These and more questions starts to run through your head. A fear that has never been there starts to grow. Another problem is the skill atrophy. Your skills are static. In a dynamic world that demands constant learning and adaptation, staying in a dead end role means your expertise become obsolete faster than you can master it. You stop developing those crucial soft and hard skills because there is no incentive to learn anything new. I have felt it. It's really hurting when your ideas die in a dead year. I tried over and over again to add new content formats and tried to lead the company to rethink the content strategy without any success. You become brittle. When the industry shifts, you are left with outdated knowledge and zero transferable assets. After that, you need to rediscover yourself, and that is not an easy process. It could take a lot of time and even money for courses. Not a pleasant experience. The zero career trajectory of such a job is also a hard nail in your coffin. This one hits hard. One time I asked my boss, what can I do to earn more money in this company? And the answer was, nothing. What if I work more and produce more content? No, you still earn the same. If you can, you should always work more. But what is my incentive then? Incentive? You should work, and that's it. After such a conversation, you get a clear idea that there is nothing for you in this place, just the same until the company or you dies. When I studied at the university, I got the idea that you start to work in a company, then you see different areas where you can improve, which leads to climbing the ladder and getting better position. When I started working, I saw that the world is not that clear at all. There are no clear career opportunities inside the companies. In most cases, there is a little chance to improve a bit, and that's it. Nobody told me that you should constantly move from company to company to improve your career. Loyalty is an outdated value that only brings you down. Now I know, but it took me forever to learn it. Wage ceiling is a bitch. As you could have guessed, I didn't get any salary increment after that conversation with my boss. I couldn't even convince him to get commissions if I brought a new client. After that day, there was zero motivation for me to work in this place. I started putting far more time into side freelance projects instead of working in this company. He was honest with me, but that completely killed any feeling I had for the company. My attention moved to other things. We can argue that we don't work just for money, but in such a job with no prospects, this is exactly the reason why you work. A dead end job lacks challenges. How frustrating it is when your job challenge is just not to fall asleep in front of the screen. Bear in mind that I work from home and just a few meters away, I have the best possible bed to rest on. A good job should have a balance between easy and hard challenges, old and new tasks. When it becomes 100% predictable, the intellectual stagnation is unbearable. If the only thing that the position is challenging you with is to create more of the same product faster, that only levels you with a machine. No brain, just perfection of a mechanical movement that leads to a slight increase in output. There is even a bigger problem, the erosion of self worth. Who are you when your job description is the entire scope of your existence? When your title and responsibilities define you, it's easy to internalize the feeling of being interchangeable. You start measuring your success solely by external metrics, salary, time served, rather than internal fulfillment. That knowing feeling, the sense that you are capable of more, is slowly smothered by the sheer dull repetition of your daily tasks. I just left such a position where I did a lot of work, quantities like never before, and still there's almost nothing that I'm proud of. The mental health drain. This is where it gets toxic. Boredom isn't just being idle, it's the profound dissatisfaction that arises when your intellectual capacity is unmet. You crave complexity, purpose, engagement. A dead end job offers none of this, leaving a vacuum filled with anxiety, resentment, and constant low grade sense of futility. It breeds cynicism because you realize that the system isn't designed to nurture potential, it's designed to keep bodies moving. I couldn't believe that I experienced this in a really small company. If it was a massive corporation, it might sound more logical, but in an organization of less than 20 people, how could this happen? The fear of inevitability. Perhaps the worst part is the feeling of being trapped. You realize that staying puts you in a position where living feels monumental, a terrifying leap into the unknown. But the alternative, staying, is a slow, agonizing death by boredom and unmet potential. It's the ultimate bind, security versus soul. For me, this dead end job found me in a very bad moment in life. This made me stick to it harder. It was easier to think about it instead of facing life problems. Think about the Monday meeting being preferred instead of family problems. So, what's the remedy? The rant ends not just with despair, but with a call to action. A dead end job isn't a life sentence, it's a temporary holding pattern. It's a signal that you need to pivot. You must treat this monotonous role not as a final destination, but as a launch pad. Use the stability of the check to fund the learning, networking, strategic planning required for your escape. Stop letting your potential wither on the vine because the job description is too small. Demand more. Seek out opportunities because the real reward isn't just money, it's the dynamic engagement, the continuous challenge, and the profound satisfaction of building a career that actually reflects the limitless capacity of the human mind. Time to break free. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel and let's keep ranting together.
Talking about this, when is my salary increase coming?
Are we still shooting? Cut, 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 cut. We're
Ma,
done
come
for today,
on!
everybody. Thank you, thank you. It's already cut it.